pasa, cabrón? I used to be just a regular kid, just like you, and I was dressed terribly. I didn't really care about style, and I pretty much just dressed in mommy's clothes. Anything that my mom had bought me and stuff, you know, at Kohl's or whatever. I was just dressed in that, and it was kind of mismatched. I didn't care about putting any outfits together. It didn't really matter. My appearance, there was no second thought into it. I just was going. I was just gonna do whatever and just go with the flow. And I did this all throughout elementary and middle school, which just kind of makes sense. I'm a little kid. Why would I care about that stuff? But as I started getting older, I started getting more insecure about it because I started to realize that, yeah, your looks actually do matter a little bit. And I started to see other people that were dressed nice. And I was like, oh, yeah, I don't care about that. But deep down, that was just cope. We knew that was cope because you did feel insecure because you weren't dressed as nice. You didn't look as good as the other people that you were seeing. And all the role models and stuff that I had, I saw all of them dressed nice. And I was starting to think, man, why am I still wearing mommy's clothes, dude? Like, why am I still dressed terribly? This is kind of when I realized that our generation has lost the art of looking good. My name is Blake, and if you're not already, go ahead and subscribe to the channel. As you can see on the board, we did hit our goal for January. So thank you if you are already subscribed. Also follow me on Instagram, link in the description below. At the end of this video, I'll put some workout edits that I make on Instagram that you might be missing out on that might help motivate you, get you in the gym. Like I said, looking good and dressing nice is a lost art. Nowadays, it's a lot cooler to dress in just like some neon colored sweatpants and a hoodie and some slides and just go out and call it a day and call that your outfit and pretend that you look good. For whatever reason, that's kind of the meta nowadays for how to dress and how to look. Or it's just like some very basic, like Vineyard Vines kind of shit and some Sperry's and stuff. And to me, it's just a horrible look. I don't really care for it, but at least like the Sperry's and Vineyard Vines stuff, that's at least step up from, you know, your neon colored streamer kind of outfits. That's what we're gonna call it, the streamer kind of outfits. And those are kind of the incel things that I think are terrible, and it's kind of just destroying our youth. If you look at the kids nowadays, they're dressed as like their favorite streamer, and it just looks very bad. Like if you see people like, I don't know, like how Ninja used to dress and stuff, it just looks bad. And I think people underestimate how important looking good actually is. So like I said, throughout middle school and everything, I was just terribly just in mommy's clothes. Once high school kind of started, that's when I started to kind of take pride in my appearance. That's when I started with the gym. That's when I started dressing nice as well. And I still remember the summer, I think it was the summer in between middle school and the start of high school, that I like started to want the nicer clothes. So throughout that summer, I was in the gym and stuff, grinding on that, but I was also grinding on working and saving up my money so I could buy my first bit of nice clothes. So I did like yard work for people like my grandma, her neighbors and stuff, and I just started stacking up these blue bills, you know what I mean? It wasn't that much money, but it was a lot for me at the time, and it was enough to buy the clothes that I wanted. And granted, looking back at it now, these clothes were not that nice. I was experimenting with fashion at the time. I was like starting to learn what I did and didn't like, but you know, it was progress for me. It was starting, like, it was better. It was a step up. Like I said, it was a step up from what I was previously wearing. So I took a lot of pride in this. Like, I carried around rags in school. So if anybody stepped on my new shoes, I would like take a rag out and start wiping it down. Overly conscious about how I looked and how I dressed. And I was taking a lot of pride in it, like I said. And I kept going because I realized that it worked. It started getting me the attraction from girls that I wanted. So girls in my high school previously that I was too insecure to talk to, and I was too shy, and they just didn't think I was attractive. Like, I even got made fun of as a kid, but now I'm starting to like see a whole different side of things. Some of my, like, I started making new friends, started talking to more girls and becoming friends with them, and they're telling me, oh, like you dress so cute and stuff like that. Like, that was a compliment I started getting, and that made me just like get into fashion that much more, because I realized that fashion was important. Like, it can dictate a lot about how people view you, because, you know, like, I believe they call it like pretty privilege, or I guess for men it would be different. It would be like, I know people call it the halo effect. That's what I normally hear it as, the halo effect. And that's kind of like when you look attractive or you look good, that's when people treat you differently before they even know you. They kind of like already have positive assumptions about you before they actually know how you are. This was something that I experienced a lot whenever I started actually caring about how I looked. Like I say, the girls in my high school and stuff, they started taking note, and they started telling me I was cute and I was handsome and all that stuff, you know. I was starting to become a young Chad. I had a long way to go, but it was progress nonetheless. Like I said, I kept going down the rabbit hole of fashion, and it applies to life in general as well. So cutting grandma's yard wasn't gonna cut it anymore, no pun intended. So I needed to go out and find a real job, and I did. And when I went to this job, I made sure I dressed nice. I had the collared shirt, I had like the suit pants and stuff. I think it was the summer again that I was applying for this job. So I still had to, I dressed down a little bit because I didn't have a full suit on because one, I was still younger, but two, it was hot outside and stuff. But I got the job. I had no prior experience, but I still got the job in this pharmacy because I dressed nice. I even talked to, like, the interviewer told me about it. She was like, or the manager, she was telling me how nice I was dressed for somebody so young my age, and how like all the people that she's interviewed, even like adults and stuff, they come in, like even when I like worked there for a while, like we'd have openings and stuff, and I'd be there when they'd interview the people. These people would come in sweatpants and hoodies. Like it was fucking mind blowing to me that people like are looking for a job and you're going to come in dressed like all casually, like you have no one to impress. And these were people that were more qualified than me. They had, you know, background in other pharmacies and stuff, or they just have different things that would be like, oh, this is a better candidate than people like me. But I came in dressed nice. I looked good. I looked handsome, and I got the job. This was the same case for the part-time job that I have now, because I dressed the part. I dressed nice. I went to the interview, and then I did the other things on top of that. Like I went in person and asked and kept asking about it and like persistent about it rather than just waiting for a call back. But the main thing was that I dressed nice, and I talked to the interviewer about it. This is one of those places where they don't hire a ton of people, and when they do, it's usually like, you know, somebody that worked there to help you like kind of get the job. But I didn't know anybody there, and I still got the job because I looked the part. Like I went in and I, you know, had confident body language and everything, but part of that was because I felt good, because I knew I was dressed nice. And she even told me like they had over 100 applicants, and I saw the applications. Like she showed me, there was no BSing. They had over 100 applications, and they just chose me because I looked the part and I presented myself well. And this is why fashion is so important, because how you look is going to dictate how people perceive you immediately, subconsciously, before they even actually start speaking to you. And it's pretty easy. Like I just started out by copying a lot of my favorite artists at the time, music artists, and some I still copy. Like A$AP Rocky is one of the best dressed artists of all time, one of the best dressed people of all time. Some of his outfits can be kind of out there, but you know, some of them, there's different ways. Like you can match the color palettes, match the like just how the clothes fit and stuff. You're not exactly copying the outfit all the time. Yeah, there were other artists I copied too, but now like I look at it and it's not really my style. I kind of develop my own style, and that's something that you need to do too. You need to start doing this right away, because fashion is one of the only things that can instantly change your level of attraction. Building your physique, mewing, and building your jawline, that kind of stuff is going to take a lot of time to develop in that sort of upper echelon kind of place. But with your fashion, you can literally go buy new clothes today. You can literally go get like a nice outfit is going to instantly increase your attraction at least by 1 to 2 points, maybe even more, depending on if you get the right fit and the right style, right kind of look down. Once you find like what fits you really well, it's going to dramatically increase your attraction. And it does this instantly, because it doesn't matter. Like you can literally do this today. Like I said, you can go to the store and get new clothes today. You can go online. If you don't want to go to the store, you can go online and get new clothes shipped to your house today, and it'll be here in a couple days, and it'll instantly, then you just have to put it on and it instantly changes your attraction. The only downside with this is that since fashion is such a niche thing for men, it is also more expensive for men. See, like women and stuff, obviously it's like a big thing. Like they care about their fashion and stuff, and they actually take pride in their clothes. So there's a lot of brands that are like, they can take more risk. They can build, like come out with a lot more clothes, and they know some woman is going to try it and experiment with it and buy it. And you can find like the right look for a lot cheaper, and the right kind of fits for a lot cheaper if you're a woman versus if you're a man. Not a lot of men are into fashion. Like I said, it's a lost art. They can't really like come out with a bunch of clothes that are just going to sit there in the store and then just be marked down to clearance, and then they just make no money off of it. There's not a lot of profit in it for them, so they're not going to do that. Men's clothes are just generally more expensive, and honestly, it's worth it to make the investment to get like a nicer, a little bit more expensive kind of outfit than just the cheaper stuff. I mean, you can get the basics for like a good price, and all that, but sometimes it's worth the investment to get the more expensive stuff because it's going to get the right look down, the right cut, and the right fit, especially if you know how clothes fit on your body. Once you start developing your style, it's going to be a lot better when you make that investment to get the right fit going for you. But I mean, you can go the cheap route and get it tailored sometimes. The cost of these things starts adding up. And this is why I recommend to you to buy over time. Maybe like every month buy like a shirt and maybe a pair of pants or shorts or something like that. And just like then your wardrobe will slowly start building up. You got to keep in mind how the seasons are going to change. Like you don't want to be buying summer clothes at the start of summer because like they're going to be more expensive than like you kind of like time. It's like in February or March, it's like, okay, summer's coming up, it's about to start getting warmer. Now I'm going to start buying clothes. Or like, I don't know, August, September hits, you're like, okay, winter's coming up, I'm going to buy a nice coat for the winter, stuff like that. Just buy over time. Like I said, every month buy like a t-shirt, some pants or something, a nice jacket, whatever it may be, whatever you decide is right, whatever you want to experiment with that month, go ahead and buy it like over time, and that's how you'll build your wardrobe. You might be wondering how you should actually dress. I'm gonna explain this to you just kind of in my opinion, because style is very subjective and you still have to kind of figure it out on your own. So in my opinion, just keep in mind, like it just goes, James Bond is greater than Jake Paul kind of thing. Like I said, most kids nowadays are dressing up as like their favorite streamer and stuff because they see them, they want to replicate that kind of success, so they want to dress like them too. And that's just, it's not a good look in my opinion. Makes you look very immature. It's not very stylish, and it's not timeless. Like if you're like a 60-year-old man, 40-year-old man, 30-year-old man dressing like that, you're gonna look just goofy and bad. Versus the people that I kind of idolized back in the day is kind of like James Bond and stuff like that. If you dress like them, like those are timeless looks that are just going to make you look that much more attractive, because he's wearing like suits, and even when he's not in suits, because you're not going to be dressed like that all the time, he's in like nice polos, nice fitted shirts and stuff. Which, a bonus tip, having a good physique, like I said, like this is why the gym is one of the best return on investments, ROIs, that you can possibly have, because if you have a good physique, basically everything is going to fit on you, especially like slimmer cuts, slimmer fitting clothes. Everything's gonna fit on you so perfectly and so nice, and you're gonna look sexy as hell. He's wearing like polos and like fitted pants like that, and it's just gonna look really good. It's gonna be timeless. You can wear it at any age and it's gonna look good. And this is not to say that streetwear is bad, because like I said, I still look at people like A$AP Rocky and like try to emulate some of his outfits and other people in the streetwear niche. But it's very subjective, but like there's a nice balance. Like there's a nice kind of streetwear that looks really good and can look kind of like, it can still look nice and masculine, versus, you know, your bright neon colored Sugar Sean kind of Sean O'Malley kind of outfits that just don't look that good. And yeah, I mean, he's a great fighter, but just not a great stylist in my opinion. I'll keep reiterating this point, is style is subjective. Like my style, a lot of times I'm at the gym and stuff, so I make sure to have just kind of like nicer gym fits. I like Gymshark a lot. I mean, that's like one of the biggest brands that you can possibly get for the gym. I know there's Young LA and stuff. I don't have anything from them yet, but like just having a nice gym fit and kind of more the trendy kind of stuff, that's where it can be beneficial. I tend to go for like the muted colors. I like the blacks, grays, off-whites, stuff like that, not kind of the neon bright colors. Like I said, I try to have a nice balance of streetwear and kind of that more dressed up look, a James Bond kind of aesthetic is what we'll call it. But I'm in the middle of kind of revamping my closet and improving my wardrobe, just kind of like changing it. So it's in the process of changing, so I don't really have a lot of fits to show you other than like gym fits, because like I said, the gym is the main place that I'm going recently. So when I do go out, it's the kind of like the same fits for right now, because like I said, I'm revamping my wardrobe, but you need to go ahead and start revamping yours as well. If there's anything that you take away from this video, it's that I want you to remember that your style is an extension of you. It can dictate how people view you subconsciously before they even start talking to you. So make sure you're at least putting in some level of effort, just a little bit of effort at first, into improving your style, and then just keep like working on it over time, because it is one of the only things, again, that can change your level of attraction instantly and can just improve your looks maxing journey as a whole. I don't know why it's not talked about as much as just like all the other stuff. It's very overlooked. It's a lost art. So just go ahead and start researching it, start getting into fashion. If you don't want to spend hours, years researching and experimenting what will work for you, you can go ahead and check out my Looks Maxing course, which has an entire module teaching you about fashion. It's constantly being updated, so if you wanted to read more about it, you can with the link in the description below. No pressure, but it might be able to help you with your Looks Maxing journey. With that being said, remember, be better than you were yesterday.
Dear Bruce,